That sounds good. Okay, sweet. Got that working. Cool. Well, hello, everyone. We are Team 12, and this is RemixRadar. We will be presenting on a product that helps highlight remixes that have displayed untapped potential for economic value for rights holders.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll start your timer. That way we don't get too far into it. All right. Cool. On your marks, get set, go.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start out with the case study. I'm sure some of you have heard the song No Broke Boys by Tinashe and Disco Lines. The song originally was just a Tinashe song, which sounded very different, released in August of 2024. Disco Lines put his own spin on it, dropped, unreleased, drops it at EDC Las Vegas. Crowd goes crazy. It goes crazy on TikTok, over 200,000 videos tag it. Fans demand it to be released. They release it very shortly after on June 6th. In tandem, like right after this gets released, another remix is created on SoundCloud, starts to blow up on SoundCloud as well, the Avello remix. But then by July 18th, it's already Billboard #1 for hot dance and electronic songs. Currently, it has almost 700 million streams. And then since the Avello remix did so well on SoundCloud, they ended up releasing that officially on Spotify on September 26th, and that has shown very promising growth. So why are we talking about that? I'm going to toss this over to Ben. Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. This is Adam's brainchild. I'm just here to present it. The opportunity here is that these unofficial remixes are untapped sources for revenue sources for labels because they're not cleared, and they could be really valuable marketing tools to extend the life of a song. The problem is that there's not currently an industry tool that is well integrated with this unofficial sort of off-platform ecosystem of bootleg remixes. And our solution is to build a data-driven decision tool for A&Rs, artists, and managers to identify opportunities for clearing bootlegs and turning them legit. The real problem there, you're leaving money on the table. Next slide.
Nice. So yeah, we'll talk about how it works real quick. Basically, so we have a rights holder lookup where essentially someone working at a label or just a catalog, they input a song that is in their catalog, and they basically can see, okay, here are the top remixes as displayed on SoundCloud, and it sorts those remixes based on how well the engagement is doing in terms of likes, streams. Then it generates a heat score based off of what is on Chartmetric, uses the Chartmetric API, which shows that score based on social media following of the remixing artist. And then we ultimately create an opportunity score based on the demand of on the streaming data of the SoundCloud song, but also the momentum of other variables like the social media following of the remixing artist. And we ultimately generate a projected stream and DSP release value that gives and ultimately we lead to a licensing summary that an A&R can use to determine, should we reach out and get this remix officially released, or should we issue like a takedown request if we really don't like the song? Okay, I'm going to toss it back to Ben.
Sure. I think I'll actually just skip through this for time, basically, but you will, as a user, if you follow along that left side, or actually look at the left side there, I want to highlight that a label could bulk upload their catalog in an XML or CSV. The output is a bunch of remixes of all songs in that catalog. And then it'll show you our performance metrics, and then have these pop-outs that I think that you can demo in the next tool. Okay. So let's kick it to the...
Let's toss it over to, Alexey, for a quick demo before we hit time.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I'll try to feed it in 1 minute. So we have a working prototype right here, and I'm just sharing it. I prepared that, as we discussed, there is a catalog search, which is probably behind the paywall, artist search for for the artist, and then the specific song search, and we will just run that. So it goes to SoundCloud and Chartmetrics APIs and start looking for those remixes. So it's basically calculating the opportunity score. It takes time because we have many data points as an input, and like we calculate that and show them based on this opportunity score. It will be sorted out after the search is done. We can define how many tracks we search, and then we can look at the basically some stats on that, and we calculate the royalty projections. So how much they can earn based on that. So
we're done.
Yeah.
That's time. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Functional demo is amazing, though. That's great to see. Randy, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, this is really interesting. Haven't seen anything quite like this. My question's really, and I'm not big in the remix world overall. So are there other tools out there that search SoundCloud and identify? Go for it, since you know.
Thanks, Randy. Sorry, I'm just signaling to my team that I'll take this. When we talked to some folks who have label experience, we didn't see that there. Well, I actually don't know if there's an engine that searches SoundCloud, but there's not one that's sort of integrated with rights holders to the degree that this is designed to do.
Great. Well, that's huge then.
Great. Danny, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, really interesting. I actually have personal experience with this problem, so I was particularly interested to see your solution. One thing in my previous experience that's come up with this is taking a bootleg or an unofficial remix and then finding that multiple artists have actually created the same bootleg and the same remix. And I noticed on your demo that you're tracking particularly number of streams, number of likes, which is naturally going to swing the pendulum to bigger artists, even if they came later than the original bootleg. What are you doing to mitigate this problem?
Sorry, I'll take that. I just want to make sure I understand the question. The problem is that bigger artists are that they want to remix it after the.
No, so sometimes you'll have one bootleg that's uploaded on multiple different platforms, or different artists have uploaded the same bootleg. And at the moment, your demo is going to skew the pendulum over to the ones that are going to upload it on the biggest account, not necessarily the first one, the original bootleg creator.
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, I think, I mean, ultimately with SoundCloud, like that is the golden data source for all of this. And like the artists, we're gonna have a look up just to ensure that we're looking at the correct artist who's actually uploaded it. But I think that is something that we'd probably would have to account for and really build into maybe the next iteration of the product.
That's a really interesting idea for a future feature, in terms of just validating who the original source is and trying to surface that.
Definitely,
it's a really good point.
Okay, great. One more question, Amat.
Yeah, I was just wondering who would be the primary users of this platform.
Mind if I take that?
Yeah, take it, Ben.
Primary beneficiaries would really be rights holders. This could be labels or publishers. That's probably what we'd start at, and that's kind of a big dependency for the project, is that we need agreements with those labels and publishing groups. Sort of second tier, we were picturing artist management. We know that like remixing is a hotbed of innovation and drives a lot of organic growth. And so for you know, if a manager wants to extend a campaign, or if they want to just generally grow rediscovery for an artist, they could look for a remixer that's already created a remix, so it's effectively catalog, work out an agreement with them, surface it to mainstream DSPs, and then try to grow the artist that way. So I'd say those are the two big beneficiaries.
I'm gonna stop you guys right there. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, thanks again. I'm gonna let the team go. We'll do the quick air meet shuffle. Give me one moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.